I love seeing these kinds of memes. And after I saw it, I started to see more celebrity lookalike memes.
Now I am become
Ants.
And I started to get super curious when I saw a YouTuber I follow make a whole celebrity lookalike prank, a whole long form YouTube video.
Meet Rodney.
The fake weekend.
So what would happen if somebody got one of these celebrity lookalikes and did their best to trick someone into thinking they're the real celebrity? Well, that's exactly what YouTuber Vic in the Game has done for some of his last couple videos. But before I explain how he got there, I gotta explain who he is. He really began to gain traction when he was first in line when Mr. Beast opened his first physical location of Beast Burger.
It was finally time for Mr. Beast statue.
Oh, thank you.
And honestly, it was a great idea for a video. And I remember watching it back when he posted it, and it did really well for his channel, becoming his #1 most viewed video. Just like that, he had an original format, so why wouldn't he do the same thing? So some of his next couple videos had the same idea, being first in line. So his next video was being first in line when David Dobrik opened his pizza restaurant.
How long have you been here? 4 days. 4 days.
Then he was first in line when YouTuber Eric had his world's largest pizza party.
This man's series is the first in line. My favorite series on YouTube right now. How long have you been outside? 5 days. Oh my god.
And after that, he actually got invited by the WWE to be first in line for WrestleMania 39.
WWE challenged me to be first in line at WrestleMania 39.
But what happens when there isn't an interesting event to be first in line to? Well, you gotta try something new. So that led to his first celebrity lookalike prank, which was the fake Weekend prank, where he somehow found a guy who looked kind of like the Weeknd, and he went around LA trying to see if he could trick people into thinking he was the real Weeknd. So that's where we're gonna start. But before I do, I want to reveal my biases. I do actually like the guy. I like his content. I actually even saw him in the VIP area of the pizza party, but I was too scared to take a picture, so I just got this video with a nobody YouTuber instead.
Yeah, for the one time, for the one time.
Bro, get the
I'm taking the pictures. I'm taking the pictures, bro.
Anyway, that's why I'm a little conflicted, because I do get why he's done it a few times. It's done really well for his channel as a format. It's an idea he could do again and again, but at the same time, I don't think he should continue doing these kinds of videos, at least not the way he's doing it right now. They just end up being in bad spirit, and the butt of the joke ends up being on the people who fall for it, which, I mean, obviously they would. Plus, the whole celebrity lookalike genre is kind of morally gray, especially when you see people like Ariana Grande's lookalike Paige Newman doing her makeup specifically to look like Ariana Grande, and she has a whole OnlyFans, which is, it kind of just gets a little gross and a little weird. And yes, we will be getting into It's Just Ashley, who was in one of his latest videos. She's a whole different can of worms. Let's just say there's a reason why she's universally not liked by the Taylor Swift community. But before we get there, let's watch the Weekend prank.
Getting mobbed by random people. Access to Gucci secret rooms. These are all possibilities when you're a celebrity. Meet Rodney.
The fake weekend.
And off the bat, he never really explains how he found these lookalikes. Like, does he message them first? Do they message him? Because I've never actually seen somebody who looks like a celebrity. I mean, I get a lot of people who say I look like Taylor Lautner, but I just don't see it.
Bella, where the hell have you been, Luca?
But I guess he kind of does look like the Weeknd, so I'll give him a pass on that. In the 5 videos that we're going to be looking at, there are people who look more like the celebrity. So in the tier list of lookalikes, he's definitely at the bottom of the list, since the next lookalikes are just so much more convincing. But before the prank, Vic has a whole makeup artist who specializes in prosthetics and everything, and she's in charge of making him look more like the Weeknd.
So basically step 1, we're gonna give you a little touch up on makeup. So we hired a professional makeup artist that could turn anyone into anything.
And that's when Vic hits him with the...
Right now he's the weekday, and then after we're gonna make you the weekend.
All right, perfect.
And I feel so bad for him because, I mean, I know it's not that serious, but I know he gets stuff like that all the time. Like, oh, you look like the end of the week, not the weekend. And I know it must get old. Nobody wants to be called the Walmart version of the Weeknd. So I do feel a little bad laughing, but it's kind of funny. But anyway, after the professional makeup artist, he looks exactly the same. He literally looks exactly the same, but I love how excited Vic is when he sees him. But even after the makeup is done, the whole transformation isn't complete yet.
Step 2, we have to train him to be the weekend.
And I love this next scene so much.
To breathe like the weekend, so you gotta be the weekend.
Like, what does that even mean? And I know Ronnie doesn't know either.
No, we're gonna have to work on it.
So he just breathes normally and he fails at being the Weeknd, I guess.
Give me a little exhale.
But after this, the prank finally starts. They head over to Beverly Hills, and an important part that I want you to pay attention to is the whole...
We hired 2 security guards to be able to pull this off.
And yeah, they don't look like professional security guards at all. Like, when I think of celebrity security, this is what comes to mind. Oh yeah! Not this. But the fact that there is some sort of security kind of makes the whole prank more convincing. I don't think people go about their day thinking that they're going to be pranked. So before the Weeknd goes in, Vic goes in normal clothes to see if they'd give him any preferential treatment, and he just gets treated like a regular customer.
water or anything while you're checking?
I'll take a water. Thank you so much.
He doesn't care.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Now let's see how they act with the weekend in.
So along with the fake paparazzi, they do trick Gucci into giving the weekend a little VIP room.
Actually, even more. Is that okay? Yeah.
Let's go.
And it seemed to work. We got into an exclusive Gucci room that you have to book weeks in advance.
And another way that people get tricked is this.
Yeah, you swing to the right.
So they didn't even see the fake weekend themselves. They just heard that the weekend's there from a random guy on the street. And again, people don't think that they're just going to be lied to. And on the way out, the prank does sort of work. They do convince this girl that it's the real weekend.
Recently, you had a feud with Kim Kardashian, but I don't really understand. Back up.
And the next place they go to is the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In LA, there's always like a weird chance that you're gonna run into a famous person. So this all just adds to the believability of the prank. And walking down the Walk of Fame, even with a bunch of cameras and yelling and making a commotion, all they do is get a couple glances.
Back up! Back up!
You don't really need all this editing, a little fake scream. Like, that's not necessary. But they finally do get somebody to fall for it.
Is it okay if I take a photo?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah. Oh, hi, thank you. Now, the weekend, I love, I can't feel, what's it called? I can't feel my face, but I'm with you.
He's just a little tourist from New Zealand. Do I think he's an actual fan? Not really. It was more of a, oh, let me take a picture just so I could send to my friends to be like, oh, look who I ran into. Which is a big celebrity phenomenon where even if you're not a fan, you kind of just take pictures with any famous person just to be like, oh, look at this coincidence. I ran into this famous person. And when his friend comes, she does not believe him at all.
My friend's gonna be jealous. Oh, here she is. Cece from New Zealand. Do you know who it is? Don't tell her who it is. Do you know who it is? Do you recognize him? Look at her face!
No way. No, it's not.
She's another New Zealander. It's not.
Yeah, do you want a picture?
It's not though.
It is.
It is.
The weekend.
No, I swear.
I mean, he does look really shady.
Oh, no.
So now that you've seen a little bit of what the first celebrity lookalike prank was, we could jump to the Peso Pluma 2-parter. So with the weekend video doing well, the next celebrity would be Peso Pluma, and this video did super good, gaining over 4.8 million views, doing even better than his original Mr. Beast video, which is crazy. So let's play the intro.
This is the story on how we pranked the world with an exact lookalike of Peso Pluma. We found his twin. Meet Fernando.
And again, how does he even find these lookalikes? The first thing that Fernando says is, oh, you're actually real.
How's it going, bro?
You're actually real, bro.
So I'm just super curious how these messages went down. So it's kind of like, oh, you look like Peso Pluma. You want to be part of a YouTube prank video?
You do look so much like him.
Dude,
What the
I get
heck?
a lot. At first, I didn't believe it though. Honestly, not gonna lie. Until I started getting like most people like telling me like, "Hey, bro, you Peso Pluma?" I'm like, "No, bro. I work at Chick-fil-A. Why the fuck would I be?"
And what's crazy is I actually found the TikTok of the guy who thought he was Peso Pluma.
Came across Peso Pluma at Chick-fil-A LOL.
And I definitely don't feel bad for this guy. I mean, you see his name tag and everything. So why would Peso Pluma be working at a random Chick-fil-A in Texas? So I will say this is definitely an improvement from the last video, since he does really look like Peso Pluma, especially with the glasses and the disguise and everything. So I'll put him at the top of the tier list of lookalikes. He looks so much like Peso Pluma that just in his neighborhood, he's already drawing a crowd.
What the f***? It's already working. We haven't even started.
And I did want to mention, for the most part, all these lookalikes, they're not familiar with YouTube. They're kind of just along for the ride. So they're definitely not to blame for tricking or pranking people or anything like that. And I imagine I'd probably say yes too if I was invited, you know, to be part of a YouTube video, just for the fact that I'd be curious. But the last lookalike, Ashley, is a whole nother different situation because she makes content where she purposefully looks like Taylor Swift, does her makeup like Taylor Swift, dresses like her. So her doing this prank is very different. This is her most recent TikTok, and it's actually a sponsored post for a jewelry company, and she's in full Taylor Swift mode with the makeup, the hair, down to the outfit. And for reference, this is one of Taylor Swift's outfits that she wore during her Eras tour. So I'm sure you could see the resemblance. And the comments are, you look just like Snoop Dogg, or is that Ice Spice? Or Shaq, is that you? But anyway, they go to the quinceañera and the prank works extremely well.
Holy cow, we did that. Even the grandmas got up.
And I just love how he says that. Even the grandmas got up. Like, I just want to imagine a grandma's driving out to Peso Pluma. She's his #1 fan. And when he turns up to a random quinceañera, she's like, oh, I gotta take a picture with him. So the quinceañera was a success. So the next thing they go to is the Galleria Mall. One of the biggest malls in Texas, which is honestly a perfect location for a Peso Pluma prank. If there's one thing Texas has, is a bunch of Mexicans. And I mean, I could say that I'm Mexican. So they're kind of like the perfect audience of people who listen to Peso Pluma. Considering Peso Pluma is also Mexican. A cool thing is he actually grew up next to Guadalajara, where my family's from. So we could be related. I don't know. Also, his real name is Hassan, which is kind of close to Jason. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, let's get the show on the road.
And after they get there, the crowd immediately starts to form and it kind of just snowballs from there, which I would say is the last part of the formula to get one of these pranks to work really well. All the crowds and chaos kind of adds to the believability with people stopping to look because other people are stopping to look, and it just builds from there because the majority of the people at the back of the crowd, they can't actually see the lookalike, and it works so well that it kind of becomes a hazard with just so many people crowding and waiting to see what's going on. And this is another one of the big critiques for these celebrity pranks, just the amount of chaos that happens. Like, I bet half of these people don't even know what's going on and are just crowding because they're nosy, and everyone is just hearing that there's a famous person, and the crowd just gets bigger and bigger to the point where the police come to escort him out.
Where will we end up?
Let's go.
Thank you, guys.
Holy! Hey, that's how you do a prank on YouTube.
And the last part of the video is very David Dobrik-esque. You know, where he would surprise people with celebrities in the back of his car?
Today we're gonna see what do people think about Justin Bieber.
So this is kind of like that, but super fake. So I'll just show you.
So you're a big, huge Peso Pluma fan, right?
Yeah, I heard of him.
Yeah. Who do you like more, Bad Bunny or Peso Pluma?
Peso Pluma.
Hey. All right, go ahead and ask for a picture.
Who's good, bro?
Go.
You lying. You fuck. No, you lying.
Yeah.
You lying.
Yeah.
So you get what I mean, right? I would say a good prank is where everybody leaves laughing and having a good time. But this prank is sort of like, here's a celebrity that you really care about, and they get excited and everything. And at the end, the prank is sort of on you. Like, oh, you fell for it. Joke's on you. You thought it was the real one. Like, you said it was the real one. That's why I believed it. Well, you know how you told me Taylor Swift is your favorite musician? Yeah, her music actually helped me through a really tough time, and I just really appreciate her. If I had a chance to meet her and thank her personally, that would just mean the world to me. Go ahead, she's right here. Oh my god. Wait. You're not Taylor Swift? What? She literally is. Taylor Swift is right there. What are you talking about? Are you calling me a liar? Are you calling Taylor Swift a liar? Are you serious? So before I put this prank on the tier list, we gotta watch part 2.
All right, bro. We're here in New Orleans, ready to run it back.
Hey, man, part 2.
So what's different in part 2? Well, last time they forgot his tattoos, but still managed to trick a bunch of people. So this time, with the tattoos and everything, it's even more believable. And the crazy twist of this video is they go to a Peso Pluma concert with the fake Peso Pluma. You have actual Peso Pluma fans with the real looking Peso Pluma who paid, I don't know how much to be there. It's gonna get crazy.
It's the day of the concert, and here's our plan. We're going to meet Peso Pluma, enjoy the concert, and prank all of his fans.
They got VIP tickets to meet the real Peso Pluma, so it's actually pretty cool, and that obviously means a lot to Fernando.
Shaking.
Are you really?
And I love this part of the video. I'm glad he was able to be part of this and had the opportunity to meet the real Peso Pluma. For somebody to get, oh, you look like this person so much, oh, you look like this person, for them to finally be able to meet them, I think that's a really cool moment. It is pretty short though. It's kind of like a meet and greet situation. So they got a picture together, and even after the concert starts with the real Peso Pluma center stage, Fernando still manages to convince some people.
What the? Even at the concert.
He's right there.
I know he's right there. He's literally right there.
And on the way out with the crowds and the rabid fans, it gets super dangerous with the amount of crowding that happens. It does get kind of scary to a point where it's kind of unsafe with people shoving and pushing to get a picture with who they think just performed. And with it being so dark, you honestly can't tell that it's the real one or not. And honestly, the music doesn't help. It just makes me super nervous that something's gonna go wrong.
It's not the real one. It's not the real one.
They do make it out fine. And the next video is the Bad Bunny prank. We are gonna skim over it just because it's a lot of the same. So let's take a look at the new guy.
Meet
What's
Alexis.
up, bro? How you doing? You're Bad Bunny.
I am Bad Bunny though.
So this time we have Alexis. On the lookalike tier list, I would definitely put him above Rodney the Weeknd, but below Peso Pluma. I think the lower part of his face really looks like Bad Bunny. And with a hat and glasses, like it's, you know, big part of the disguise, I think he looks pretty convincing. So the first stop is the Cerritos Mall, which isn't just a regular mall. I've actually been to this mall like a bunch of times. It's you know, it's one of my local malls. So like, yeah, I could have literally been here, which is kind of funny. And I would have definitely fell for the prank. I would want to take a picture with Bad Bunny. I like some of his songs.
We got bodyguards and fake fans to make this work. And with that, we were off to our first location.
And after walking around a little bit, they started to form a crowd. I didn't notice this the first time I was watching the videos, but they do this a lot where they go into a store and they don't let people in and just let the crowd form. You can't really see what's going on inside the store, so it's more believable. And I'm pretty sure this is actually a thing that famous people do. Like when the Kardashians went to Disneyland, they shut down a whole ride. Nobody was allowed to be on the ride except for them. So all the families just had to be in line in the hot sun, just watching them go on the ride by themselves.
When the Kardashians cut the line, get the ride to themselves, and make the common folk wait and watch them ... typical.
So I guess if you're legitimately trying to shop there or like make a return, just too bad you have to wait for these YouTube pranksters to finish up. And next they head to the OC Fair. I didn't go this year because I didn't want to spend $20 on some nasty barbecue.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
But it is believable for a famous person to be there. I remember seeing a video where Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox were spotted, and I think somebody punched Machine Gun Kelly or something. And spoiler alert, the prank worked. Everybody thought it was the real Bad Bunny.
Chaos at the Orange County Fair last night. Fairgoers were stunned to see Bad Bunny.
And that leads us to the final video we're going to be looking at, the fake Taylor Swift prank Disney shutdown. And this video is definitely the one that got the most backlash, just because this time the lookalike is Ashley Leachin. Emphasis on the leech part, because she's actually a known impersonator of Taylor Swift, who's gained a sizable following, pretending to be Taylor on TikTok. So let's just look at some of the TikToks she makes. Just kidding, she actually just deleted / privated all her videos except the one I just mentioned. This all literally just happened mid-edit. Kind of got my ass with that one, but we could still take a look at some of the other content people have made about her. And just the fact that there is content about her already says a lot. Like, this podcast was really funny. Madeline, one of the co-hosts, roast the hell out of Ashley in this clip.
How does a wig from TikTok, whose only interesting trait is being able to bear passing resemblance to one of the most famous women in the world, get invited to music's biggest night?
For context, she was in the news a couple months ago for being screwed over by a brand who invited her to go to the Grammys, but they just ended up ghosting her, and she ended up being accused for lying for attention. And I think she was telling the truth. It was like a boy who cried wolf situation, where the one time she was actually telling the truth, nobody believed her. She's been accused of adopting the same breed cats as Taylor Swift, even changing her voice to sound like Taylor Swift.
I mean, I put all the glam and makeup on.
The bangs are here to stay for life.
And also, she's been accused of getting plastic surgery, and so many people believe this that she went on a plastic surgeon's YouTube channel to try and debunk it. There's just a lot to Ashley. Her defense is that these are all just coincidences, or that she doesn't copy Taylor Swift on purpose, but at this point, come on. But that's why this prank is a lot different than the other videos, because Ashley already gets so much backlash for impersonating a celebrity. So this whole prank just feels more in bad taste. So let's look at the video.
Taylor Swift has the most dedicated fan base that literally causes earthquakes at her concert. So we decided to do a fake Taylor Swift prank.
So same thing, they have a whole van to make it seem more legit, a bunch of bodyguards, and being one of the most famous and richest people on earth, she hires these guys? But enough of that, let's meet Ashley.
It was finally time to meet
Ashley. I'm 30 years old and I am a actor here in LA.
Ashley is well known for looking like Taylor Swift, so much that Taylor herself commented on one of her videos saying they look similar.
And this is definitely the highlight of her career. She doesn't let anybody forget that she got noticed by Taylor Swift.
I asked her if she ever wondered what a day in the life of Taylor Swift is like.
Yeah.
Ashley, is in your whole TikTok you pretending to be her? So the first place that they go is Venice Beach, which I don't think was a great idea. I know Vic wanted to switch it up a little bit, but I think the prank just works super well in confined spaces. So just the beach being so big, I don't think it really worked. They have a whole line set up to take pictures with her, which is kind of weird.
If you want to take a picture with Taylor Swift, the line starts over here.
I guess they expected more people to come, but it just ended up being, I mean, not too convincing, honestly. And there wasn't even a lot of people in the line.
She's only going to be here for 5 more minutes. If you would like to take a picture with Taylor Swift.
And then the security guard kicks this poor family out of their spot.
Hey there. Hey, sorry. Taylor Swift has actually reserved this spot. Is there any way you guys can please move? Please?
I think they were just confused, so that's why they left their spot. Plus, the son did look like a real fan of Taylor Swift.
Ella reservó esta parte.
What?
And that's just so bad. If I was getting kicked out because a famous person watered my seat, like, I'm gluing my ass to the seat out of spite. Like, I'm not gonna give up my seat just because you're famous.
Are you the rumor or not?
And I found it really interesting that she does stuff like that throughout the video. I'm pretty sure it's a way to justify in her head, oh, I'm not lying, I'm just dressed like Taylor Swift and have pretend bodyguards. But if somebody were to ask if I was the real Taylor Swift, I would tell the truth. I mean, this is pretty fake. We know what you're trying to do. Back at the van, a little crowd starts to form, and you could just see how comfortable she is.
Taylor! Taylor!
Okay, close. Close.
And I know this next part was definitely her idea.
Let's tell him it's a prank, yeah.
It's just a prank, guys.
It's just a prank, guys. It's just Ashley. That's one of her famous lines. It's just Ashley. As if revealing in the end that it was just a prank somehow justifies it.
This is a day in the life in Taylor Swift.
She was just met by a mob of thousands and thousands of people at a private event.
And at the time of recording the prank, Taylor Swift was actually mobbed by fans at a wedding. And Ashley somehow uses this as an excuse to, oh yeah, that's why people hire celebrity lookalikes to divert the attention away. How does this little social experiment help celebrities then, Ashley?
Well, this is only one of the locations. We have many more.
But before we go anywhere else, it's time for an outfit change.
She is not messing around.
And Ashley's just so extra for that. I bet she was just waiting for Vic to message her to do a prank. The whole outfit changes weren't Vic's idea, I'm pretty sure. You already know she had her outfits ready for this video. And the next stop is Universal Studios Hollywood. And it takes a little bit, but the crowd eventually starts to form. They go inside of a Dodgers store. And again, they do the thing where they don't let anybody in or out and they build up the hype. And this dude outside is just a huge fan.
Taylor, come on!
So this guy comes out showing off that he had a picture with Taylor Swift.
A picture with her. Yeah.
And the fan outside just let his emotions get the better of him. And things got a little crazy, a little physical.
One bitch. No. One bitch.
And obviously, there's no reason for him to get aggressive, but I do understand. He's clearly a big fan, and you don't often get to come across your idols or whatever. And I wouldn't want him to look back and be embarrassed about how everything went. And what's Ashley doing on the inside?
There's a huge crowd out there.
I know, I've already told everybody in here that it's an experiment. It's really cool.
She's over here clearing her conscience. I feel like she knew she was gonna get backlash off of this. She wanted to be able to say that, oh, I told people that it was a social experiment and they were in on the joke and they were okay with it. Like, this lady has no idea what's going on and just wants a picture with Taylor Swift. And the dad at the door just knows that what they're doing is just dumb and shaking his head in disapproval. Yeah, just because you admitted it at the end doesn't mean you lied in the first place, you know what I mean? And it doesn't make it any better because there's still a whole crowd outside who thinks you're Taylor Swift. And when they leave, it's clearly very chaotic and Ashley tries to take off her disguise and, oh guys, it's just me, Ashley. Nobody realized what was going on. It kind of looks like she's saying, oh, it's me, Taylor Swift, instead of, it's me, Ashley.
Make it to the car.
Oh my.
Yeah! Honestly, if we did this in New York City.
Should we run it back?
Part 2.
Part 2?
Part 2.
And I love how Ashley's just planting the seeds for part 2 already. She's loving this type of shit. And honestly, I gotta respect the hustle a little bit, getting a free trip to New York, courtesy of Vic in the game. And the final stop is Disneyland. In the beginning, when they enter Starbucks, there's not that many people there. But once people start blocking the entrance and not letting people in, the crowd starts to form. But honestly, Disney wasn't having it. They had their Disney security escort them out. And when they reveal it's just a prank, the security just dips, like it's every man for themselves.
It's just Ashley.
Hell no, man. What the man?
And they reveal it's a prank, but nobody actually listens. And they still think it's Taylor, so they start chanting her name. And the only reason they started chanting Ashley is because one of the security guards started it and they just joined in on it.
Ashley! Ashley! Ashley!
Even before the video dropped, there was these social media news headlines.
Taylor Swift lookalike Ashley Leachin was escorted out of a shop earlier this week when she pretended to be the singer.
And it was kind of crazy how the headlines focused on just Ashley, saying that she hired fake security and orchestrated the whole thing. And I will give her credit there. It does suck because she looks even worse in the public eye, and she was the one getting heat for it, even though she didn't plan it. But again, Ashley isn't innocent in all this. She's just reaping what she sowed. And the last scene of the video is them getting kicked out of the Grove, which I think actually happened before Universal and Disney.
Out of the property now.
Yeah.
Put the camera down. Put it down. Out that way. Yo, please, that way. Shit, that way. I don't give a shit, that way. That way.
Looks like the head of security knew it was a prank, and before the crowd could get any big, they just shut it down and kicked them out. And as he should. They don't want all the crowding and chaos because it could lead to injury or it could become dangerous for the people just trying to go to the Grove.
She's been getting a lot of backlash from this prank.
What's one thing that you would want to say to them?
One misconception online is that I try my hardest to replace Taylor, to be her, to have her life.
Nobody is saying or thinks that she's trying to replace Taylor.
You only have one life, you know? It's
Live it,
fun.
right? Yeah,
just live it.
But you heard her. She's just having fun, y'all. It's just a prank.
Her fans are pissed off, calling Ashley irresponsible, a pathological liar, but others think it was all in fun. People need to lighten up.
They're tripping, by the way. It's just a prank.
And that's how Vic ends the video. It's just a prank, which, I don't know. I don't want Vic to go down this path of, you know, it's just a pranking people. And I know this isn't like the craziest prank or anything. Like I said, I like Vic and I want to see him succeed. I know it's kind of a hard ask. How could he not do a format that's proven to do well? And I don't want this video to be like a, oh, you're bad, you're doing bad. I want it to be more of a, hey, I've seen you do better and I want you to do better. You know what I mean? I don't think you want to be known as just the celebrity prank guy. But hopefully it sheds some light onto like why you shouldn't be doing this. Like I said, a good prank is where everybody could leave laughing and having a good time. You just got to be careful about this stuff. And also just associating with people like Ashley is just like, oh, I wouldn't recommend that. Also, it gets repetitive. I've seen the same video. Like, you trick some people, you get a crowd. Crazy. At this point, he actually made 2 more videos with a celebrity lookalike. Once again with Peso Pluma, and then again with Patrick Mahomes, which again, it did well. That's why he's doing these videos, because they do well. I forgot to rate her on the lookalike scale, so I'd put Ashley below the Peso Pluma, above Bad Bunny, kind of in her own category, maybe like S for Snake. But that's it for today's video. I appreciate you watching. Definitely subscribe. This is actually one of my first videos that I'm posting. I dropped 2 other videos at the same time, so if you like this one, maybe you'll like one of those 2. So I'll leave little boxes off to the side, and they'll also be linked in the description. Thanks for watching.